What's up, guys? So here we go with UFC 235, which is the first, I think, badass event of 2019. It has so many great cards, so many great fights, and for this one, I'm actually gonna do the entire event, which is gonna be the first time I do that, just because this event is worth it, I think. And like I said, the women's MMA, I'm going with what the odds say. If you want more details into them and somebody else's opinion, you might want to do that. But and I've given my reasons many times why I stay away from those. But here we go. So Jones versus Smith. I mean, this one's easy. There's no reason to put get into a lot of details when it comes to Jones versus Anthony Smith. So I mean, very quick on this one. Other than a puncher's chance, John Jones should be able to absolutely smash Anthony Smith. See, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's impossible for Smith to win," and then I'm like, "No. Even though it's very, very unlikely, it is still not impossible." Like, I give him a 10% chance, right? Like, I'm 90% Jones, 10% Smith. Or to put it in other ways, I feel like if they were to fight 10 times, 9 of them Jones would smash Smith, and one of those Smith would land a punch clean on Jones's chin and just knock him out. So, I mean, so it's a possibility, but it's not likely, So my prediction for this one is John Jones by submission round 3. But the odds are so insane that, as a matter of fact, you might as well throw $25 on Smith, and hope that he wins. I don't know how much he's paying right now exactly. Actually, let me look it up real quick. Okay, so I have it right here. So on this website, Bovada, Smith is paying plus 525, meaning that if you put 100, you would get paid 525. So you can put, I don't know, you can put $20 on him and cross your fingers, hope that he wins and get paid $105. But yeah, no, he's John Jones KOT submission round 3. That's what I have for this one. And then co-main event. So this one, on this event, I have a lot of picks that I'm pretty sure are not going to be popular, but I mean, it's whatever. They're my picks. I actually have Usman winning this one. I feel like, kind of like, so Tyron Woodley depends on. He usually shines. Usually, when he can out grapple, out wrestle the other guy. And he's bigger and stronger. He's not bigger and stronger than Usman. I don't believe he can out-wrestle Usman. And I've seen Usman go, I think when he fought Rafael Dos Anjos, I can't remember if it was a 5-round fight, but he smashed Dos Anjos the entire fight. Even better than Kobe. Kobe kind of just held him down and, quote-unquote, humped him into a decision. Usman was an actual beatdown. So of course Tyron Woodley has that huge right hand of his that he can land on Usman and drop him, but I just think that Usman will be very well prepared for that, and I have Usman winning by decision on this one. And a lot of people saying, no, that's crazy, Tyron's gonna finish him, but not me. I got Usman by decision. And of course, I wouldn't call it puncher's chance, or I guess puncher's chance is different than lucky punch, I think. So of course Tyron has, but at the same time, you can't just say puncher's chance because Tyron knocks people out. So I mean, that overhand right is always there, and if it lands clean, nobody can take it. But I just don't think, other than that, I think Usman is superior. So Usman by decision. And then we have this fight, which is, dang, he's kind of fat right there. I didn't notice that. Ben Askren's debuted in the UFC, and I talked many times about Ben Askren. Every time I talk about Olympic wrestlers, right there, Ben Askren, and taking on Robbie Lawler. So both of them are coming from a layoff. Robbie Lawler hasn't fought since December 2017, and Ben Askren hasn't fought since November 2017. But so I mean, I'm looking at this picture right here. Maybe it doesn't mean shit, but he looks a little bit out of shape. I gotta tell you that. And this one has to be recent. It has to be because, you know, Ben Askren just joined the UFC. So, but not just that. I also look at Ben Askren's footage. You know, the people he's beat, and man, no, I gotta say, as long as this fight stays on the feet, Robbie Lawler should be able to light him up in the striking department. You know, I was not impressed by Ben Askren's stand-up. Olympic wrestling, he has it, but you know, I saw some of his fights, and it just doesn't look as monster as you know, Cormier or another Olympic guy, Henry Cejudo. I have Robbie Lawler in this one. I think I'm gonna go Lawler by decision, or maybe like a KO TKO round 2 or 3, because Lawler can go 5 rounds. I don't know if Askren can go 5 rounds. He's the so that's another unpopular pick, because I think, let's see what, yeah, big time underdog Robbie Lawler. So it's another underdog right there that I have. So I got Lawler on this one. And let's see what's on this one. Well, women's MMA, I talk about it, how I'm always wrong about it. So I'd say Zhang's gonna win, so just go by Zhang by decision. That's what I'm doing. Let's see what it is. I mean, not a huge favorite, but Vegas thinks he's gonna win, so that's good enough for me. Now here we go, another great fight. It's Cody Garbrandt versus Munoz. So Garbrandt is coming from back-to-back losses, both of them to TJ. He's taking on Pedro Munoz. So if you watch the fights with TJ, it's not like TJ went and steamrolled through him and dominated him every minute, every second of that fight. You know, on the first fight, you know, it was clearly Cody's first round, and then just the showboating, the emotions, I think, and I mean, at this point we can probably call it suspect chin. You know, Cody is not a guy that can eat shots over and over. But then I saw Pedro Munoz, and man, Pedro Munoz just doesn't have the mobility, the footwork, the pace that TJ has. He has power for sure, and you know, well, with Cody's chin, you never know. You know, he might, Pedro Munoz might just need one, and he can drop Cody Garbrandt. But I have Garbrandt winning this one by decision, by a solid decision. He shouldn't have all those emotions coming into this fight that he had versus TJ. His head should be calm, cool. He knows he needs to win. If he loses this one, you know, that's going to really drop his stock. So I have Garbrandt winning by decision. Munoz has never been finished, so Garbrandt, solid decision on this one. Then we have, oh man, this is a badass fight. I mean, the way in my opinion, this one should have been in the pay-per-view, but I guess they want to show people, you know, it makes sense they put it in as the main fight of the preliminaries. I've been talking about Sabit Magomedsharipov for a long time now. This guy's a monster in the featherweight division. And he has everything: striking, unorthodox striking, regular striking, kicks, punches, takedowns. He can, he can wrestle. He can submit you. Crazy submissions. Honestly, again, kind of like, we have a few of those this night. Jeremy Stephens, man, as good as he is, other than, kind of like Anthony Smith, but not as. I think Jeremy Stephens has more of a chance than Anthony Smith, but other than a puncher's chance, like a huge right-hander he lands, I don't think he has anything going on for Zabit. I think Zabit is faster. I think he's the better striker. I give the power to Stephens for sure. No question about that. And that's why I give him that puncher's chance, a very decent puncher's chance. But I think Zabit's gonna submit him round 2. I think round 1 he's gonna go out there, do his thing. And I will say something though. Last fight of Zabit, he was getting kicked in the calf, and we've seen Jeremy destroy Gilbert Melendez with that kick. So that is an asterisk on this fight. I'm wondering if Stephens can do that, because 3 or 4 of those kicks and you start to limp. So I'll definitely consider that. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the strategy for Stephens. And obviously, to me, it wouldn't be a huge shock if Stephens wins, because the guy is good and has the power. But I have Zabit by submission round 2, and hopefully this one, this one gets him up there. If it beats Stephens, every single guy after that is going to be nothing but top contender. So excited about that. Then Cirkunov versus Walker. Man, Johnny Walker has won my respect now. With I picked him to beat Justin Lidet. I thought he would lose, I think, to Khalil Roundtree. But so here's the thing about this one, right? Misha Cirkunov, I'm pretty sure that if he takes it down, which would be on his, the smartest thing to do for this fight, I feel like Johnny Walker would be in a lot of trouble. He might submit him, but that is the problem on this one. Every fight starts standing. Every fight starts on the feet, and I think Walker is so much superior to Cirkunov in that aspect of the fight that my prediction for this one is Johnny Walker KO round 1. Even though he took the fight on late notice, he was in shape because he just fought Lidet a few weeks ago. So I don't consider late notice because he's in shape. But if Cirkunov wants to win, he has to take Walker down and submit him, or just hump him, fitch him, whatever you want to call it, into a decision. And that could very well happen. This one is certainly not a easy pick because of that wrestling possibility, but still, I just have Walker by TKO round 1. I think when Cirkunov is going to want to close the distance to get a hold of him, Walker's going to land something that's just going to put him away. But again, would not be surprised at all if Cirkunov just out-wrestles him into a decision. But I got Walker. Then we got Cody Stamann with Alejandro Perez. I have Stamann by decision. I think the stand-up, it's very even. I wouldn't really say that either one of them it's a much better striker than the other one. But the one thing that I think Cody has over Perez is really good wrestling. So another fight where I don't necessarily say that Cody depends on his wrestling, but I think it's a tool that he has that he will use, that it's going to give him the victory in this fight. I don't think Stamann has to worry about being taken down by Perez, but Perez is going to have to worry about that from Stamann. And that usually is a huge factor on fights, because when you have to worry about a takedown, it adds something to the back of your head on top of your game plan. And, you're saying, I gotta be ready for the takedown, while on top of whatever striking you might want to do. So that's why I have Stamen by decision. Then Diego Sanchez versus Mickey Gall. So this one is definitely not going to be a. I'll start with my pick from the get-go. I have Sanchez winning by decision, or maybe even a possible submission. And here's the thing. Here's my reason for it. If you watch every single fight from Mickey Gall, he hasn't gone out there and be able to just outstrike people and knock people out. He goes there, he takes people down, he submits them, he out wrestles people, he out grapples people. That is what he does best. And you can watch every single one of his fights. I think they've all ended the same way. Rear naked choke, first or second round, whatever. And that is the reason why I don't think, because that is his thing, that's what he does good. I just do not think that it's better than Diego Sanchez. As a matter of fact, I feel like the only thing that worries me about this fight is not really the grappling or the submission skills of Gall, but it's the broken chin of Diego Sanchez. This could be the fight where Mickey Gall doesn't need to wrestle him, but just knock him out, because that's how fucked up Sanchez's chin is. But in his last fight versus Craig White, Craig White landed several nice shots, a couple of knees, and Sanchez was able to eat them normal. So it makes me wonder, just how broken of a chin is it if he was able to eat a few punches from that guy. But Craig White is trash, though. Don't get me wrong on this, but just when I compare their skills and what Gall is good at, can I really say that I think he's the better grappler, better wrestler than Sanchez? I really don't think so. I think if this fight hits the ground, Diego Sanchez has the advantage, and that's what Mickey Gall likes to do. So most people are gonna say that, and like I said, if Gall goes and out wrestles, out humps Sanchez, then I'll be shocked. If it goes out there and knocks him out on the first round, I wouldn't be too shocked, because that is, like I said, that is the one thing that I'm afraid of this fight, Sanchez's chin. But I haven't seen Gall do that to people. I haven't seen him outstrike people. That's why I have him. That's why I have Sanchez winning, and I guess we'll see. But if Sanchez goes out there and does what I think he's gonna do, then that'd be huge. But whatever. Then Edmund versus Charles Bird. I think I have another underdog on this one. Let me see, what is this guy? Slight underdog. But I have Charles Bird, KO round 1. The thing about Edmund, if you watch his last fight versus Terrence Edwards or something like that, he humped him into a decision for 3 rounds. I don't think he can do that to Bird, and I hell no do not think he can outstrike him or land a punch to finish him. Bird was. It's funny because Bird's last fight was Terrence Williams. I think that's the name. He was winning that fight, solid, until he ate that. I think it was an elbow that he ate that finished him. But unlike Edmund, who was won by split decision, and Charles was solidly beating. I think it's Stewart, the last name. I don't know. So, and just based on the game plan, I got Charles Bird KO round 1. I don't think Edmund can outstrike him or out wrestle him or out grapple him. So there's my reason for that. Then Masani and these two I'll show at the end, because I'll show the what I already have my picks on topology, and that's usually where I do my summary. But I just have whatever the odds say. I can't remember which one between these two. And then this one, so this one it's another. That's what I'm saying. This is not gonna be a pop. I actually have Sainz winning also. So here's the thing on this one. I think Marlon Vera is better striker. I definitely believe that. But I think Frankie Saenz can out wrestle him and just hump him into a decision. Usually guys that can do that. And the thing about Vera is that he's not really an amazing, guy off his back or superb takedown defense. And at the same time, I don't think he's a solid one-punch knockout artist. And I could be way off on this one. I saw footage on these two guys, and his last fight versus Kennedy. I can't remember what was last fight last guy he fought, and Kennedy was able to take him down with ease. And I just think that his wrestling credentials are, that much superior to Kennedy's. And this one is I'm 50-50 or 51-49, but I got Saenz by decision on this one, and but certainly not a very confident pick. But still, officially, Saenz is my prediction for this one. And here's the summary of the predictions. So I have Jones by submission, round 3. I have Usman by decision. I have Robbie Lawler, KO/TKO, round 2. Odds say that Zhang's gonna win, so I have Zhang by decision. I have Cody Garbrandt by decision. I have Sabit submission, round 2. I have Walker, KO/TKO, round 1. But remember what I said. He would not be shocked if he takes him down and submits him. That's a possibility for sure. If he's smart, that's what he's gonna want to do. I have Stamen by decision. Crazy pick on this one. Like I said, based on what he does, which is out wrestle, out grapple people, I don't think he can do that to Sanchez. So I have Sanchez by decision. Can he land a punch and knock him out? Sure, but I haven't seen him do that to anyone or the skill for it. So crazy pick, but I got Sanchez by decision. I have Bird, KO/TKO, round 1. The odds says that Kiason's gonna win so I have her by decision. Another not popular pick, but I have Saenz by decision. I think he will out wrestle Marlon Vera. And then Viana by decision. Alright guys, have a good one.